Welcome back to Steel City Drones. Today is Free Tech Tuesday. Today's subject we're talking about is going to be what I classify either as free NTRIP or very inexpensive NTRIP services, and how that all breaks down and what things do you have to be worried about, or at least at the very minimum, look at from a variable standpoint before you decide to use a specific service as your go-to service. So the first thing we got to talk about again is making sure that we understand how RTK works. A lot of people still really don't understand it. It's like a big puzzle and a mystery. So with the RTK, regardless if it's NTRIP or just RTK, we have to have a base and a rover. It can be three different type of combinations. We can have a base like this, and then a GNSS receiver right here as a rover. We can also have the base on site and the drone as the rover. And that base can be set up over a known point, or it can have NTRIP service coming into it and establishes a very good known point. The third option would be where we just have the drone on site and we are directly connected to a CORS network station somewhere that's off location through the NTRIP service. So for drone mapping, how this all works, when we want to use NTRIP, there are basically two different type of sources that we can use. We can use a public type of an NTRIP service that the Department of Transportation in many states offer. If you take a look, for example, in Florida, there are an abundance of CORS stations spread out so that no matter where you are, you're not going to have a very big distance between your location. But here in Pittsburgh, in Pennsylvania, we do not have any free type of service. The Department of Transportation does not offer that as a service to individuals like myself. I would actually have to go onto and purchase a private network. In my case, it would be called KeyNet. KeyNet is very accurate and works very, very well. However, it can be very pricey, up to $400 a month. ProPower has their own, Trimble has their own, and then there are also very inexpensive services that you can get, such as Point One Navigation. Now, Point One is a very popular service that many people use on on Facebook and the internet, and they see that as a viable option for them for what they are willing to pay. So we have public and private services, and on some of these private services, such as Point One Navigation, they simply just don't have the broadcast infrastructure of CORS stations in the United States to cover everything. And when we start getting out in more rural areas, the distance between where you are and where those stations are will be greater. And that's what we call the baseline. The baseline is the exact distance between your rover, where you are on site, and to where that CORS station is relative to the location that you're in. Now, the longer the baseline, the more inaccurate it's going to be. So it can get very complicated, but we're going to make it very basic for this instance. One of those variables is what is called the atmospheric delay. So from the satellites in the sky, it has to go through different layers of the atmosphere. And as it does that, that is going to increase the inaccuracies of the data. But what happens is when we have two GNSS receivers, such as this one, and they're very close with the baseline, then it's going to offset those differences, thus making it very accurate. So when we have those longer baselines from a private network that does not have as many CORS stations to reference it to a specific location, the inaccuracies can be as much as 1 centimeter for up to the first 6 miles. So if we're 6 miles away with the baseline, that can be as much as adding a centimeter of project error. If the baseline would go up as much as 30 miles, it can add as much as 3 centimeters of inaccuracy to your project. So we did our own independent testing with point 1 navigation. So we set up a typical mapping project at our office location, and we used 3 checkpoints with RTK using our KeyNet network RTK service that we know is very, very accurate, and compared that to point 1 navigation. Point 1 navigation had as much as 2.2 inches off for easting and northing coordinates, and as much as 4.5 inches for the elevation. So at least for our location, those are the typical type of accuracies that we're seeing here. So for us, point 1 would not be an option based off of the data that I just mentioned. But that doesn't mean that we might drive 20 miles north and get better results. But at the same time, we may get even worse results. But you can see how these factors really come into play in regards to any particular type of deliverable that you may need that has to be accurate. And again, this is not a dig at point 1, because I know for a fact they are adding thousands of course stations weekly, and they are not only in the United States, but the entire world. So for those of you that are dead set with your mindset that an inexpensive service like, say, point 1 navigation is dead accurate and you swear by it, at the very minimum, I'm going to recommend that you at least validate that data against a really known good source, such as KeyNet, or something else that would be a little more expensive. Maybe you can get it pay as you go, rent the service for maybe a day or two, and compare something like that to the point 1. That way, you know for sure that in your area, that you really know where that service comes in. And that's what it's all about, making sure that we have the best, most accurate data, and that we can validate our data, and that we can go ahead and produce very repeatable, very accurate representations for our clients. So I hope this helps. So if you liked what you saw today and you want to learn more, we have you covered. We have 3 different online courses depending upon your skill level and how far you want to go down to the rabbit hole. And you can also bundle all 3 courses together to save money. Or you could come to us in Pittsburgh, and I would be the trainer for all the mapping courses. And we have 4-day courses, and we have 3 sessions left this calendar year. So we have August, September, and October, where you could come to Pittsburgh, spend 4 days with us, and you learn everything you need to know about how to be able to be a drone mapping pro. So with that said, until next Tuesday, we'll talk to you soon.